Hi and welcome to another video with Supersonic. For those of you who've been saying I should send Supersonic's videos, I now have, in a video that's actually on his channel. I'll link it on screen. And if you want to go check it out, that would be appreciated. Thank you. Disclaimer, this series revolves around criticising things, and just because I'm doing that doesn't necessarily mean I dislike the thing. Thank you. Click below to watch the original Sins video, or to buy Steven Universe. Nothing says quality YouTube content like an intro that makes you want to gouge your own eyes out. Just so you know, while I was trying to record a sin here regarding the fact that you don't have to darken the entire background to make white text stand out, you can just like put outlines around the text and it doesn't look bad if you do that, which actually I will add that sin. It's currently really hot here, so while I was trying to record that, my laptop's fan was making a huge amount of noise, and instinctively to try and get rid of that noise, so I could record a sin, I just pressed the mute button on my MacBook. It didn't work, surprisingly.
Hey, the intro finally makes sense now that Connie has her sword.
You're about 15 episodes late there, bud. Also, why would you add a sin for that?
I don't think you need to put Keep Out on a cassette in 2015. Most people don't have a player anymore.
Who says that this cassette was made in 2015? It could have been made decades ago for all we know.
Also, since she's an alien who's only recently arrived on Earth and has had very limited contact with humans, Parody should definitely know this. Also, Steven Universe does take place in an alternate history. One of the differences between it and our reality seems to be that retro tech, or at least tech that we consider retro, is much more commonly used there.
7112. It's the third rotation of the Earth since commencements of a...
So is that 3 days or 3 years? I'm sure I know if I actually bother to watch the show, but there's still no need to be that cryptic.
Dude, knowing that the Earth rotating signifies a day isn't something you learn by watching the show. It's literally basic science. How do you not know this? Also, cryptic? If anything, that phrase shows how Parody over-explains things by saying Earth rotations rather than days.
Running out of ways to say clot.
So clot is a colloquialism for cunt, right?
Well, first of all, it's not a colloquialism for anything, because that's not a word. Secondly, it's not really a colloquialism for cunt, because it doesn't really mean the same thing. I mean, cunt means someone who is malicious, or a dick. Clod is more along the lines of someone who's unintelligent, dim, or just stupid. So a more appropriate comparison would be doofus, numpty, idiot, or Moliminous subscriber. Also, Claude.
What'd I say?
Some people would pay good money to be tied up by Garnet.
Yes, and those people definitely need acknowledgement.
No. You're funny.
Today's lessons, kids, is make fun of your foreign friends for being different.
Today's lessons, kids.
She's not going to the kindergarten without a chaperone.
What?
I've often wondered, where did Garnet pick up her British accent? No one else has one and she wasn't born on Earth.
You, got some kind of a problem with British accents there, bud. Also, she wasn't born at all.
Also, why did you show that 5-second clip before showing that sin? You could have very easily just cut straight to that sin without that clip and saved everyone some time.
What is...
Negus.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Negus.
You are a...
Negus.
Okay, I personally don't think it's okay to use racial slurs in jokes on your YouTube show that probably has a large audience of children and young teens.
You know, like a... You know...
All I get from this hand gesture is lesbian sex.
Congratulations, Mr. Moliminous! You're the winner of today's Captain Obvious Award!
Fully functional soldier, despite the fact that you're defective.
Didn't Amethyst have an existential crisis the last time she was here? Do you really expect this to go smoothly?
Firstly, Parody wasn't on Earth when Amethyst went through that, so how could she have known that happened? Secondly, even if Parody knew that it happened, at this point she knows so little about how her words affect others that she still would have said this to her regardless. Thirdly, if they is referring to the crystal gems, which is further complicated by the fact that you say the word you rather than they in your voice line, let me answer that question with another question. Would they really have expected that Parody would do something to re-trigger Amethyst's self-esteem issues? For all they knew, the group would have just grabbed that part and immediately left.
Genetically speaking, yes.
The word genetic is from the Greek root gen, which is to produce. No need to swap it out for gem for the cheap pun.
Have you ever watched this show? They do this kind of shit all the time.
Mostly carbonite.
Would that make it carbony?
That chemistry pun didn't have much of a reaction.
And that chemistry pun was... shite.
Whoa, wait!
At that speed, I'm pretty sure he would have passed out without extreme training.
It's almost as if Steven is half superpowered, super resilient alien.
It's okay, everything's okay. It was just a drill.
Meh, that pun was a little boring.
Do you ever just think that you're trying a little too hard?
Parody?
Fuck, I'd ship it.
And this is a sin... how?
We leave for one.
Oh no, they bring great dishonor to the ephemeral.
You know what, I'm so checked out at this point that I barely even care to mention shit like this anymore.
I blame the cows.
Garnet is racist against cows.
I mean, based on that great last example of what you consider to be a joke, I think you might be on thin ice calling people out for racism.
How do you feel?
Big.
That's what she said.
Come on, man. I thought as a society we'd moved past the kind of lazy sex joke where the entire joke is just going, ha, those were sex words. Also, the only real sex word in that sentence was big. And that's not just a sex word, that's also, you know, a size.
It's Ame, by the way, not Amma.
So the sin total is 30. And the punishment will be... what should the punishment be? Yes, that's right. The punishment is... what should the punishment be? Deal with it. Anyway, before I go, I would like to credit Tristan Simpson for pointing out one of the sins I used in Cinema Sins 2. I didn't find his comment in time to put it in the actual video, but I wouldn't have come up with the sin if he didn't leave the comment, so I feel like he deserves credit. I'd also like to shout out Kyle, because he's my pal, and he asked me to. Are you fucking happy now, Kyle? I'm addressing you directly. How does this make you feel? Are you happy? Are you fucking satisfied yet, mate? You better be fucking happy. And since I'm shouting people out anyway, I would like to say a thank you to my patrons, because I feel like I don't do it nearly enough, and they are very generous. So thank you, Brandon, Johnny DL, Nick Grabar, Keith Clark. Sorry for spelling your name wrong last time I credited you, Keith. It was a typo, I promise. I know how to spell Keith. I'm sorry. Zachary Christensen and Jacob Hanshu. Thank you all so much for your support. Oh, also while I'm here, I'd like to congratulate Hobbity on his name change to Nobbity. I think his new name suits him a lot better, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. I meant to do this a lot earlier, but, I forgot. Also, I do still reply to comments, Nobbity. What are you talking about? Anyway, I really do hope you've enjoyed this. As I said earlier in the video, we have done a video over on Supersonic's channel as well, so I'll link that on screen. If you enjoy Steven Universe Sins, I've made a playlist, which you can also check out by clicking a link on screen now. Other than that, I'll see you on Wednesday. I'm actually going to get the day of the week right this time. I'll see you on Wednesday for a Wednesday video. Or maybe before that for a Q&A. I am going to try and get that out very soon.